Create a 5-sided polygon and sweep it the default distance to make a base. This will automatically give access to the Polygon Bevel tool. This tool will create duplicate concentric shapes of the face on which it is used. We will create multiple concentric outlines on the top face of our base. Note that all the new outlines are in the same plane. Also note that some faces will cause crossed geometry lines, like this one. This is not hard to fix, either by deleting a point, or in this case adding a point where we want the corner to go, and deleting the unwanted edge. We can sweep the edited face and SS the object with no geometry problems. Dividing up the face with the Polygon Bevel tool allows us to select the spaces between the lines as independent faces. These can be painted or manipulated as desired. We will select every other one and sweep them up once, adjusting the Z height a bit with a right-click drag. Deselect the outer ring face with a shift-click and adjust in Z again. With only the inner two faces selected, we will adjust in Z a little more. Finally, we will adjust just the middle face in Z. Notice that a double line is produced on faces that have inner and outer edges such as this outer ring. We will create an offset here. Now selecting the very top face, we will use the Object Slice tool to create a copy of the perimeter and move it down. Notice how the slice follows the geometry as we move down to the base. At the base, the slice moves to the outer faces. Moving the slice back up will follow the outer faces till it passes the top edge. Then it jumps to the next outer faces at that level. Moving it back down will follow that set of faces. This is repeated all the way up. Upon release of the mouse, the slice will become set, but remain highlighted. Selecting the tool again will create a second slice that can be moved in either direction. We will move it up and scale it out a little. Clicking again on the Object Slice tool, we notice that it follows the new geometry and can move through other edges. We will set it down here. With the edges still highlighted, we click on the Polygon Slice tool and select a point above the highlighted edges. All the faces on that side of them are selected. We can now use the Separate tool to cut that part off. The previous non-selected part becomes highlighted. We now have two separate objects. We will select the top face and use the Object Slice tool again to create a new copy and move it down. Notice that the new edges are below the top level of the next outer ring. With nothing highlighted, we will use the Polygon Slice tool to select the new vertices, but this time we will hold down the Control key on the third click. This causes the slice to pass through the entire object. A fourth click on the top portion will highlight everything above the slice line. Using the Separate tool, we'll split the selection off. Now with the top face of the next ring selected, we will use the Separate tool to copy the face and detach it. Now selecting the new face, we will move it up in Z and sweep it to create a new solid. We now have all the parts for a fountain. Some assembly and plumbing required. We can use the Polygon Slice tool to create any cutting plane we desire. We do not have to follow predefined edges. By selecting a starting and ending position, we create the hinge line for our slice. The third point defines the angle of rotation around that hinge. If you are cutting across any holes or gaps, remember to hold down the Control key. We have now created a slice plane of new edges. A fourth selection will highlight which side of the slice plane we want to pick. The Separate tool will split it off. Here is the assembled fountain.